Guys, Paul here from PABrewNews. The New Year's has came and gone, so here we go. It's still early in the morning. I worked a little weird, like parts third, and got home, so I'm gonna have breakfast before I go to bed, I guess. A waffle sauce. This is an Imperial Maple Pecan Brown Ale from Rusty Rail Brewing Company from Mifflinburg, Pennsylvania. 8.2 alcohol by volume. Let us check it out. Pouring caramel chestnut hue. Little ruby notes coming through with the light. Listening to a little infernum. Just relaxing. Rusty Rail. Rusty Rail. It is clear as a bell. Copper caramel hues, or little, into ruby in there too. Mild carbonation. Big old bubbles on this. Pinky head. You are getting something that does smell very mapley. Yeah. It's like a maple syrup butterscotch almost aroma. There's hints of caramel, little toasty roasted notes too, mixed in there. Almost hints of burnt leaf. Something almost reminds me a little bit of a cinnamon tone too, but mostly just an extracty kind of this aroma of maple syrup. As I said, it has that kind of sweet note, a little hint of butterscotch, almost sweetness. All right. Cheers. It's a little sharp tone going on there. Little extract, if you know what I mean. It's just that taste. I don't know. It's very sharp, very bitey. There's a sweetness in there too of that maple syrup, almost maple syrup. I will say it again, that butterscotchy kind of sweetness. Not bad though. When I say butterscotch, it's not a bad flavor. It's not an off flavor. It's interesting. You have that nuttiness, that pecan nuttiness is coming through. You have that maple syrup that is there, as I spoke of. Get that burnt leaf note of a good brown ale. You get a little bit of a twinge of the alcohol, the 8.2 coming with that maple syrup sweetness. So a little dark fruit almost in there as well. Medium body and dry. Overall, the even though that sweetness does take over a little bit, it's overall a pretty dry beer. I'd have to say this isn't like just the way it tastes. I wouldn't think it's like pure maple syrup and stuff like that. I think it's more that kind of extracty kind of thing that's going on. Can't say that for sure, but that's what it's coming off as. Maple voodoo donut chaos, that kind of thing. It's a little overbearing with the aromas. The flavors rather are there, but they're a little bit kicked up to that next level, and as far as they just are just there, so bright and vibrant and loud that you're like, wow, how'd you pull that off, huh? Anyway, but it is an as advertised beer. I'm certain glad I only got one, because it's pretty rough to handle all this flavor going on in this beer. Definitely not the worst brown ale I've ever had, and it just, there's a lot of twingy extract flavors going on that's hard to handle. Yeah, this will be a hard one to drink for me. I'll get acclimated to it. It's not a bad beer at all. 8.2 is completely masked. I think it was 8.2. Yep, 8.2. It's completely masked. It is maple syrup and pecan. I mean, you get that in the beer, and it is a good representation for a brown ale. You'd have to get a little bit used to that twingy almost overbearingly, not overbearing, but definitely overpowering maple note. There's no proof that they used extract or anything like that. I can't prove that, but it definitely tastes very extract forward. It's like a maple syrup, hint of vanilla, hint of butterscotch, then the pecans coming in. But yeah, it's interesting. Interesting beer to try, especially on a cold winter day like this. So it's not. I'm not going to give it a horrible score, but it's as advertised. It's solid for what it's supposed to do. I like how the brown ale has actually came across. Even with those big extracts coming through, you still get notes of that regular browns. The ale underneath it is coming through nicely. I'm not a huge fan of it. I think it's a little bit above solid. So if you want to give it a go, let me know what you think. I'm going to throw it in the 8 out of 10 range. It's fine. I think a lot of people would like this. That's my take on it. This has been Paul for PABrewNews. Thank you for joining me. Cheers. Bye-bye.